the Delmarva Almanac. Each week we connect you to the best of Delmarva. Like other almanacs, our aim is to tell you a little bit about our past, our present, and events in the near future. Naturalist Jim Rapp is one of the organizers of the award-winning Delmarva Birding Weekend and serves as director of the Hazel Outdoor Discovery Center in Eden, Maryland. This week he'll tell us about one of those birds we love to watch on Delmarva, particularly during the spring.
When it comes to dishing out wildlife watching advice on the radio, I shouldn't make guarantees. But if you spend even just a few hours exploring Delmarva's coastal waters and rivers in the spring and summer, you are, without a doubt, 100% guaranteed to find an osprey. These large fish hawks are full of character, they aren't shy, and they seem to be everywhere these days. You'll find them soaring effortlessly above the water with their long, narrow wings in the shape of an outstretched letter M, just waiting to glimpse a shimmering silver perch or menhaden in the water below. If they're hungry, you'll get to witness one of Delmarva's most spectacular wild bird hunting maneuvers. Immediately after the osprey zeroes in on its unsuspecting prey, it plunges into the water, talons first, and comes up with a shiny, wriggling fish, which it will carry back to its nest or to a nearby branch. During flight, the osprey will use its talons to rearrange the fish so that it is facing head first, thus reducing drag and saving energy while the osprey is flying. If you're watching this unfold from your boat and get too close to a nest during chick season, you'll likely be yelled at by an angry parent with their distinctive QQQ call, warning you to steer clear of their babies. It's always a good idea to be respectful and move along after your scolding. Unlike other birds of prey that may eat a varied diet of mammals and birds, or resort to eating already dead critters when live prey is hard to find, ospreys feed on live fish only. They are perfectly adapted to life as an avian angler. Their talons are long and sharp, and the bottoms of their feet have rough, pointed scales for holding on to slippery fish. While most raptors have 3 toes that point forward and 1 toe pointing back, osprey have an opposable toe. They can move this special toe forward and backward to get a better hold on their lunch. Once they're spotted, very few fish ever escape the osprey's powerful focus and death grip. Studies have shown that ospreys can catch a fish at least once out of every 4 dives, with some birds having as high as a 70% success rate. Most osprey don't have to hunt more than 10 or 12 minutes before snagging a fish. I don't know any human anglers with catch rates that good. Osprey will often perch close to human level, which provides easy viewing of their beautiful, distinctive colors. Ospreys are mostly chocolate brown on their upper sides and white below. Dark brown stripes run from the base of the beak to the back of the head and are pierced by bright yellow eyes. They are smaller than a bald eagle, but bigger than a red-tailed hawk, with a body length around 23 inches and a wingspan of more than 5 feet. As with most birds of prey, females tend to be a little bit bigger than the males. Seeing your first Delmarva osprey of the year in early March is a sure sign that spring is right around the corner. Ospreys migrate back to our peninsula after spending the winter perched on palm trees under the warm tropical sun of the Caribbean and Central and South America. They come back to us each year to mate, nest, and raise their young. Ospreys start breeding around the age of 3, and mated pairs usually return to the same nest year after year. Their large nests made of sticks and marsh grass are a common sight near Delmarva marinas and waterside parks. Ospreys will build their nests on just about anything near the water. Channel markers, buoys, telephone poles, cell phone and electric towers, and even the masts of infrequently used sailboats have provided structure for osprey nests. You'll often see osprey in flight trailing long sticks and reeds from the forest and marsh to fortify their nests. This is Jim Rapp, and you're listening to the Delmarva Almanac. We're talking about ospreys. By mid-April, 3 or 4 brown speckled eggs a little bit bigger than a chicken's are laid. Both the male and female help incubate the eggs for about 5 weeks. When they hatch, babies are no more than 2-ounce helpless little puffballs. Life can be tough in the osprey nest. The first chick may hatch up to 5 days before the last one, and the older sibling can monopolize the fish brought by the parents. If fish are plentiful, everyone eats and gets along. If fish are scarce, the young ones can have a hard time competing with older brothers and sisters. After just 8 weeks, the surviving youngsters are ready for life as an aerial acrobat. After a summer spent fishing and flying on Delmarva, ospreys take to the skies to begin their southern migration. Ospreys from further north will cruise through on their way south, and hundreds can be counted on good days at Delmarva's regional migration passes. The osprey can be found on every continent except for Antarctica. We're fortunate here on Delmarva that today, osprey are a common sight along the Delaware Bay, our coastal bays, and the Chesapeake. This wasn't always the case. After World War II, a popular pesticide known as DDT was sprayed on farmers' fields to kill unwanted insects. Little was known at the time about the horrible ecological side effects of DDT, which included the thinning of eggshells in wild birds. Ospreys, bald eagles, brown pelicans, and other fish-eating birds seemed to get hit the hardest, and by the 1970s, many of these species were nearly extinct. Osprey populations declined almost 90% from the early 1950s to 1972, when DDT was banned by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. We're thankful and appreciative to those scientists and early environmental advocates who pressured the government to ban the use of DDT in 1972, which led to the comeback of the osprey along Delmarva's shores. To help the osprey along its recovery route following the DDT ban, many of Delmarva's waterside landowners constructed osprey nesting platforms on their property. Even today, these platforms seem to be preferred by ospreys looking for the perfect place to build their nests and raise young. Keep your eyes open for ospreys as you explore Delmarva's waterways this spring and summer. Think for a moment about the resurgence of these incredible birds and how lucky we are to share our peninsula with them. There's nothing quite like spending a sunny afternoon on the water with ospreys soaring above in the blue Delmarva sky. Just thinking about it will put a smile on your face. I guarantee it.
We'd like to thank our community partners, the Friends of Delmarva Public Radio, the Community Foundation of the Eastern Shore, and underwriters EatDrinkBuyArt.com for their help in bringing this program to you, our audience. Our theme music was provided by Brightside Studio. This show has been a Moonshell production. Thanks for listening. Until we meet again, may the rhythms and tides of Delmarva bring you good fortune.